Real Madrid's season has suddenly developed a subplot that could become the headline. Brahim Diaz, once a player promised more responsibility at the club, finds himself squeezed by the arrival of a teenage Argentine whose first weeks have turned heads and rearranged expectations. Franco Mastantuono signed this summer and already integrated into the squad list for the next La Liga game, is not merely another prospect. His presence has created immediate competition for minutes and for a role that Brahim had believed would be his to expand into. Real Madrid's official presentation and squad announcements confirmed Mastantuono's arrival and his inclusion among first-team options, forcing the coaching staff to re-evaluate allocation of playing time. Reports from multiple outlets note that Brahim is uneasy, that he remembers promises of a central role that have not materialized, and that, at 26 years old, he is weighing whether sitting through more of the season is worth delaying a career move that might guarantee him regular football and visibility. The story is not simply professional coldness. Sources close to the dressing room claim there are real conversations, and a veteran voice like Thibaut Courtois is said to have stepped in with calm cautionary advice, telling Brahim to be patient and to trust the season's early turbulence before making irrevocable decisions. Donballon.com: if Brahim chooses to leave, the repercussions will ripple far beyond a single transfer. Xabi Alonso, who has been pragmatic about rotation and workload management, but also exacting in his tactical profile, may suddenly lose a player who can play multiple attacking roles, forcing new signings or tactical reshuffles that affect how the team presses, transitions, and rests its core stars. Some outlets are already debating whether Madrid would have to accelerate transfer plans or reopen the market to find a like-for-like replacement. Others wonder if the club will instead double down on youth, letting Mastantuono grow into the role the board had imagined when they invested. Tonight's fixture against Espanyol becomes the immediate crucible. Xabi Alonso's rotation talk and the published squad lists mean that several players who need to prove themselves will get minutes, and those minutes will be a live audition not only for the coach but for every potential buyer watching from abroad. For a player like Brahim, a confident performance could scotch rumours. A quiet outing, or worse, another absence from the starting 11, would embolden suitors and amplify pressure to find a new home either this winter or next summer. This is why a routine league match suddenly feels like a turning point. It will reveal whether Brahim will fight for his place, whether Mastantuono's rise is sustained, and whether Florentino Perez's roster choices will pay off or force a reactive spending spree. There's also a human element that often gets lost in transfer columns: pride, promises, and the locker room's morale. Players who feel they were promised a central role and then relegated to rotation can become restless, and restlessness at Real Madrid almost never stays private for long. Courtois' reported role as a calming influence shows one possible path: patient internal resolution, but reports of Brahim's unhappiness make clear there is no guarantee the issue will resolve itself quietly. Whether the club manages this through new minutes, a contract conversation, or a transfer negotiation will say a lot about the leadership's priorities and about how Xabi Alonso balances youth talent with established squad members. For fans and neutrals watching, the storyline matters because it frames how the season will unfold. If Brahim leaves, one transfer window could become two. Buyers test Madrid's resolve, Madrid explores the market, and the narrative around squad harmony becomes part of the broader conversation about whether the club is building sustainably or reacting impulsively. If he stays and re-establishes himself, the story will be a lesson in squad management and in the patience sometimes required when a club invests in a teenager who may take time to displace an established professional. Either way, the next chapters will be written on the pitch and in terse press room statements, and the Espanyol match is the first page. So watch tonight, not only for goals and tackles, but for subtler signals: who starts, who is substituted, who speaks with the manager afterwards, and whether there is a change in body language that hints at the decision to come. Real Madrid's flashpoint around Brahim and Mastantuono is more than rumour. It's an unfolding test of leadership, squad planning, and a player's career calculus. By the final whistle, we might have a relief, a reconciliation, or the first step toward a transfer that reshapes reshapes more than a single locker room. The clock is counting down on decisions that matter for player, coach, and club.